So today is my mother's birthday, December 18th, 2025. Um, Yesterday, December 17th, 2025, was my grandmother's, my Oma's birthday. And that was my first day in one of the shelters here in New York. I came here a couple days prior, but the New York police officers, as well as the staff here, were not very nice and rude, and were like, come on, go, as if I know exactly where to go, as if this isn't my first time in this facility. And then they wanted me to get rid of the painting that I had, and I was like, nope. So I decided to stay on the street for another well, 3, 4 days, which kind of was a mistake because I was raped twice. I ended up in the hospital December 15th, I believe it was. Well, no, December 16th, the night, December 16th till December 17th, um, because I was RAPE'd um, at on the train, the N train between Astoria and Coney Island, by the train staff, the train platform staff. They were in one of the train carts with me, and then they slowly started to move over to me. It was about 6 men. And then I moved into a different train cart. But of course, when I fell asleep, I don't know what happened. But I do know that happened. Um, it's really kind of upsetting me because I would like to punch people's lights out or, take a blade to their eyes. Aside from that, so I ended up in the hospital and I did an RAPE kit. I wish I would have done it about 6 days ago when the NYPD officers RAPE'd me at the E train station platform. One of them, I can't recall. If I was there, I could recall which one, but I'm pretty sure it was the E train. And I was sleeping on one of the platforms. I thought, hey, it's pretty public. People will leave me alone, but nobody's going to report a police officer RAPEing somebody. Who are you going to report it to? Especially since I was asking the hospital if I wanted to report police and the RAPE kit that they already did for the train station workers. Who would it go to? Well, the RAPE kit goes straight back to New York Police Department. So this is how they cover their tracks when they do things like traffic people, women specifically, women with children, women that are struggling with drug addiction. And one of the reasons they probably struggle with drug addiction is because they're putting drugs in their system so that they can use their bodies however they want. And they recorded me because I got to listen to my RAPE when I went to the 114th precinct on Astoria Boulevard. And several women officers were laughing at it. Amazing how even women laugh at other women getting RAPE'd. And these are officers. And like I wrote in one of my posts, that I pretty much told them, based on the act that was created in 2000, the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, they are obligated to assist me. And since I told them I was an undocumented immigrant, so they didn't take me to ICE, even though I admitted I was an illegal immigrant. I told them I was RAPE'd by some of their own police department. And when the girl said, well, where is this? Well, what exactly? Well, what is that? I said, don't you have a form that I can write this on? She wouldn't even give me a form to formally make a complaint. It's okay, because that's why you have online complaints, right? So you're going to be getting your complaints. You guys are not very smart. I will find a way around you. Oh, and by the way, if I don't get a complaint to you, I just write it to the FBI. If I don't get a complaint to there, I write it to the trafficking hotline. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. There's always records. And the more records I have, the more paper trail, the better. And for you to laugh at a woman that's asking for help, that's how sick you are. None of you should have that job. You all should be fired, but not just reprimanded. Fired, and you should never be able to have any type of city or community associated position that handles customer service for people in need. No social working, no community services, no medical assistance, no volunteer. You shouldn't even be allowed to volunteer. That's how I feel right now. You all are disgusting disgraces to your oaths of honor because you have no honor. No honor. And for you to laugh about it, like, that's how sad you are. I already know where you're going when you die, and that's okay, because that doesn't hurt me in one bit. But I'm not the only person that is being a victim to this. And that's the thing. You have the New York Police Department specifically, and I'm addressing New York Police Department because of the fact that this is what had just happened. So they get the RAPE kits, so now they can tamper with the evidence, claim, oh no, she was never RAPE'd, which, by the way, yeah, somebody impregnated me, but luckily I was given the Plan B pill. So I would have had a child by somebody that I don't know. And that's okay for you guys, right? Because it's just funny that my body is used for no matter what. It's just hilarious. Aside from that, if I want to make a report, not just about the RAPE kids, if I want to make a report, it just goes right back to the same department that did the criminal activity. These are the loopholes that we need to get rid of. I mean, these are beyond loopholes. This is obvious. That's not even a loophole. This is, hey, by the way, we don't care how obvious it is. And that's the sick part of this. I wanted to address that. And then last night, my first night here, I was also RAPE'd by another homeless person who's actually laying down behind me right now. And I don't know why they decided to do it, but they're transgender, so I guess they just thought, hey, I'll use her mouth because I don't like vagina. And then when I reported it to the NYPD that is assisting here in the shelter, they said, oh my gosh, as if how dare I complain about being used. I guess they're used every night and they don't care. I don't know. I don't understand. You know, again, you have people that are traumatized, that are being used for whatever purposes without their consent, and the people that are supposed to be in positions of care don't care. And again, I think all of them should be replaced as well. They keep calling me a slut. She goes, oh yeah, this slut over here. And they have all the recordings because these people record all of the RAPEs. The NYPD that RAPE'd me about 6 days ago, they recorded it. That's why the girls were listening to it in the back of the precinct, laughing at it. They saw it. They saw what happened to me, and they think it's funny. So they should all be prosecuted because they didn't even explain. They didn't even report it. They know it's a criminal activity, what was happening. You know it's criminal what happened to me. And instead of reporting it, you laugh at it. I hope somebody RAPEs you and your kids. Hopefully you have sons. Let them get RAPE'd real bad. Karma's a bitch. Words are powerful. You know what? If I get some karma for saying these negative things, I am on such the good side of karma. I'm okay with getting that karma. I am okay with getting it. Because I do want you to feel exactly what I felt. Since you think it's so funny, then now I can laugh at you and your family when it happens to you. Aside from that, so there was never an actual report about this person that is sleeping behind me. So now I have to spend another night hoping that I don't get raped by somebody because they just figure, oh, let's wait till she falls asleep so we can do it again. I waited 2.5 hours for an officer, but the NYPD doesn't care about victims of being trafficked because they are partaking in putting money into people being trafficked. And the reason that they are allowed to do this and get away with it is because they drug their victims. They discredit them by claiming that they're mentally unstable. They discredit them by forcing them out of employment, good employment, like me in maintenance, going to our paying pretty much our employers to get rid of us, or showing our RAPE videos that they took of RAPEing us and claiming that we're prostitutes. So then it discredits us, making us look like that's all we are. Even if, let's just say hypothetically, even if somebody was, if they go to a job, Why are they not allowed to redeem themselves and go back into the working class as a general working person? Why are we hindering them? Why are we stopping them from that? Hello? So yeah, so tonight I'm not going to sleep because I already know that I have to worry about somebody RAPing me. But I just want to bring that up. The loopholes in how we can even report criminal activity have gotten so wide that they're not even loopholes anymore. They're just blatant laughing, especially for women's rights and for other women to laugh about it. How sick are you? You think you're not going to be the next person? You think you're not being it already? Like, especially other officers. You know the capabilities of other officers. You think they're not going into your homes RIPing you too and showing it to a couple of their buddies so that they keep it hush hush to you? Look what you're doing to me. You're trying to hide it behind my back. You think people aren't doing that to you? You all are under um, the straw man ideology because none of you have relinquished your non-consent form with the government. You need to basically tell the government, hey, you need to write up your UCC1 form and let them know that you are the creditor, you are the living person of this name, you are not a corporation, you are not to be bought and sold as a business, because that's what they're doing. They're buying and selling my body. And they have no right to any of the wealth or funding that was put into my quote unquote corporation name. Because I am the living person, I should be getting all of that. So that's why people have been using my name, using my social security, doing fraudulent activity, because I'm a corporation. And since I didn't know that I was a corporation, all these people are doing all this identity theft because they can, and the government supports it because they support trafficking humans as a form of business. So it's time for us to wake up and make sure that we do our UCC1 forms and let them know that, hey, we are living people. We do not consent to this. And specify in videos about that. And that's what the next video is, what I'm going to be doing, putting up right now. I haven't had my hair down for like the longest time, so I don't even care how freaking crappy crazy it is. I'm just excited that I don't have to wear a freaking hat anymore because I'm in a facility that actually is warm. So there are some pluses, minus being RAPE'd or the potential of being RAPE'd. Yeah, and after making a report, but the police never came so that I could write a formal report. So now I have to sleep with that person right near me again. This is what our law enforcement does. Our law enforcement increases crime and doesn't stop actual crime. How sick what our system has become.